Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today I got some gouache from Gouache in Ginza and I'm going to be trying it out. If you are new here, my name is Gabe. I make art videos about studying and living in Japan, and I will be making videos about my webtoon as well. So if you like that sort of thing, let's jump right in. I am now going to test out the gouache that I got from Okie dokie then. So now I am going to test out the gouache that I got from Gouache, and we'll see how it performs. I'm gonna put you guys in a much more comfortable position so I can freely use my arms without getting tired from bending over the camera like this. Be right back. Okay, you guys are in a better position now. I got some water, one clean, one dirty. I am going to sacrifice one of my handles so I can use it as like a drying. I'm just gonna wet the brush and slowly work it open. The glue on the end, I'm just gonna slowly open it up. I don't want to rush it. I know some people put theirs under hot water. I've never tried that. I don't actually know what the correct way is to do, but I just gently open mine like this with some water, and then I just gently tap on towel or tissue, whatever I have. Slowly working. The brushes, the bristles, they feel so nice. And I remember in the store when I was testing out the brushes, like they'd obviously been used a lot, but they still like, they came to a point when you needed them to, which was so nice. I'm just gonna leave that there. Let's prepare. I don't know, I haven't even taken the lids off yet. Interesting. They do have an interesting smell. Oh, there's some like residue. Like some of the binder is at the top. I wonder if that will affect anything. But I think that was just the white. I wonder if these would do well in like an airtight palette, like a gouache palette. I wouldn't want to like dry them out. Oh, this one's a bit liquidy. Interesting. I find pinks are always a bit liquidy, even with watercolor. Like when you take them out of the tube, they're always a bit runny compared to a lot of other colors. And white tends to be the one that breaks up the most. I wonder how I can show you the opacity of the white. If I grab my equipment and just draw a quick eye. I'm just going to quickly mix the binder back in with the white because it definitely separated as I poured it out, and at there's gonna be way too much on my brush, so we're gonna be washing this out for a while. But I will just swatch. Oh, it's so opaque. That's so nice. I think if you layered this as well, it would just be super opaque. That's nice, that's pretty. Let's wash this out. This brush, I've noticed it holds a lot of water. Like I've wiped it off, but it's still like very heavy with water, which is really nice. Well, I like it. I'm used to like watercolor brushes that hold a lot of water, which is always my favorite. Now I'm taking a lot less paint than before. I think the binder, if it was more together for the white, it would be completely opaque. Yeah, this is much more opaque, which is what you want from gouache, for sure. Nice. This feels nice to use. Still some yellow in there. That's good. At least I know like it holds. Wow. The color. That is definitely magenta. Wow. Can you guys see that? It's crazy. Now, lastly, the black. It's just pitch black, which is so nice. These colors are so lovely. I don't know if you guys can see them clearly, but in person, these colors are so vivid. And that's a conversation me and my partner had while we were shopping in Ginza. Neither of us really like going to Ginza. It's too up street, up market. We don't really wear designer clothes or designer bags or anything like that, so we don't actually know like what people do in Ginza other than shop. Obviously there is the huge Itoya and Gouache, obviously, but other than that, like, it's weird. But my partner said he understands high quality art materials like Gouache a lot more than like big brands, and that makes a lot of sense because like I think with art materials you can definitely tell when you've paid more money, and you can definitely tell when it's like a professional level artist's material. Like it's just so obvious when you pay that little bit extra money. The results you get are like enormously different. I'm just gonna try and mix a couple colors here and see what we get. I am not the best at mixing colors, which is half of the appeal of gouache to me. Because a lot of the colors you can buy like pre-mixed. And I'm sure there's a lot of you watching like, why are you mixing like it's watercolor? I'm not used to gouache. I am used to watercolor. This is probably my first time using gouache other than the Himi gouache, so this is definitely a learning curve for me. I definitely want to watch some like tutorials on how people use gouache properly. If you have any recommendations for gouache artists that have like a tutorial up, definitely link them to me. I will be there. I'm gonna use my other water because the other one is just black now. I need to rinse that out. Wow, that's a nice green. That was so fast to mix too. I wonder what the watercolors would be like. As a watercolor artist, predominantly, I would love to know. A bit more blue. Make that a bit darker. I'm just gonna have some fun with the colors now because this is nice. Oh, that's so pretty. I haven't sat down to play, like just play with color or paint in such a long time. This is very refreshing for my brain. I've been working super hard with YouTube and starting school and everything, so this is a big change. Wow, look at that. This is so nice. These colors are so pretty. I also know with gouache, people do actually use the white and black a lot more. In watercolor, it's like banned. Like you do not use white to mix, you do not use black to mix, but I know it's absolutely fine to use in gouache because it doesn't like mute the colors, thankfully, but with watercolor it definitely does. That's definitely too dark. That's way too dark. Oh no. It's just orange tinted black now. There's no color in this. Let's see if I can make a nicer green. That's always a hard one for me to make. I need to practice so much. It's a nice dusky pink. Definitely not a skin tone that I was going for. And this is definitely not watercolor paper. This is just a sketchbook. If you know what I mean. This is so hard. I wish I had more time to play around like this with color and painting. I'm gonna be doing my webcomic completely digitally, so there won't be much time to paint properly. But maybe some of the key art I can do painted, which would be fun. It's a nice base skin tone, I think. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pause, let this dry a little bit, and then draw a quick character sketch and see if I can color it in nicely. I'll be back. Okay, I have got my sketch. This is my own character. His name is Leaf. I draw him for anything. If I test out new materials, it's always him. He is my baby. He is my child. I have had him since I was about 13 years old. He has been the oldest character that I have ever made and actually stuck with throughout life. So he is like 13 years old now. He is my baby and I love him, and I will just be testing out the gouache and see if I can use them to make something that I am happy with. I think I'm gonna record this on my phone because my camera is gonna die and it can do time lapse. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I will do both. I've got everything ready. I got my paint, I got my water. I have a couple extra brushes. These are Neo Sable Pentel brushes. They're very cheap. I got them in Sakaido a while back. But yeah, let's go. Let's have a play. I did clean my palette up a little bit, and I added some extra color as well. I'm just going to do some dry mixing with the gouache to get get a nice chunk of a base tone down. I think I'll add some white and some dip. Trying not to make it too red or pink, but I know it's about a 40-50 split to get like a nice skin tone going. At the moment we're pretty orange. And a touch of blue. Oh god. A touch of blue, they say, and add like half of the blue. It's not bad. It's not too bad, they say. This poor white, it's just getting obliterated by my attempts to make this. Okay. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Okay. Okay. I'm making some solid progress on my webtoon. It has a name now, I know, shocking, it has a name. But it didn't have a name until like 2 days ago, which is Progress in My Eyes. A few friends and I were discussing the name. And it was a battle between two. The poll is on my Instagram. It's on my community tab here on YouTube. So if you do want to join in the battle, just know it's already over. But I would still like to hear your opinion anyway. Making a webtoon is something I've always wanted to do, but I feel like there's so many good webtoons out there. I've always been so scared, but I feel like 2026 is the year to do things that you've been scared to do. Feel the fear and do it anyway is the quote, right? I definitely feel that this year. I am very scared, but I'm doing it anyway. That is a lot of my life at the minute. Even like just moving to Japan, I was scared. Even though I knew so much about the country, there was so many things like daily life that you don't see as a tourist, that you would never know that you have to do. Like if you move, you have to update your Zayu card. If you need to go to the doctor's appointment, you have to make sure your medical insurance is covered, or that you've been paying correctly. You have to bring it your card with you, your insurance card, otherwise you will have to pay the full amount if you don't have your insurance card with you. Even if you are insured, I'm pretty sure if you don't have your card to show that you are, you'll have to pay, unless you bring your My Number card, and that they will scan that and see that you have your medical insurance set up, as well as your pension. The pension was a big one. It's not something we have in the UK. You pay a certain amount every few months and you have your pension. Your work usually does that for you, but I think if you don't have a job in Japan that does it for you, you have to contribute yourself, which is interesting, and I kind of appreciate that, really, because if you don't work in the UK, you don't get your pension. You have to contribute to it for a certain amount of time to receive a certain amount of money in your pension, as far as I'm aware. I used to work in pensions, I should know this. But everything's changing all the time, so I never know if I'm right or if things have changed again. I'm working like it's watercolor. This is probably not the right thing to do, but I genuinely have no idea how gouache works as a medium, so this is my first time. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning. I should be using my new brush, but I'm using this. I paint in such a random order, like you guys probably watching like going, what on earth are they doing? What order is this? Why are you painting random strands of hair before anything else? The answer is, it's vibes. I paint with vibes, that's it. Please don't follow my example, it's not a good example. All of my art teachers out there are screaming at me, going, what are you doing? But rules are meant to be broken, and I studied the rules so I can break them now. And I'm yapping. I genuinely don't know what people talk about in these videos. I watch so many, but how does everyone have so many things to say? Introvert problems. Introvert problems 101. How do people have so many things to say? This introvert does not know. This introvert will never know. That is my daily life struggle. Talking. It's been quite difficult to start conversation at school, but I luckily have a buddy that I can talk to. We made friends, I think. I hope we're friends. But we sit next to each other in class, and we talk to each other. I hope we can be better friends because she seems like such a really nice person. And I would really like to make friends with people in my class. Everyone seems so nice. I was a bit worried starting school that I would make any friends, or like my class would be super noisy or disruptive, but I think I got a really good class and everyone is just like ready to learn. The only time like people talk over the teacher is like people are discussing what's going on in the class right now. Like no one's just sat there talking about what they're doing for dinner. Everyone's talking about like, oh, actually I don't understand what sensei is saying about this grammar point. Do you know? Like, do you get it? It's nice to all be sharing the confusion together. I think I got lucky. Yeah. Language school has been nice so far. The first couple of weeks I was a bit nervous that I was in too high of a, too low of a class, because it was actually like konnichiwa, watashi wa geru desu, 16 歳です, that kind of thing, like very basic introduction. And we're still going over hiragana, katakana, which is fine with me because katakana is my enemy and I will die on this hill. But katakana is the enemy, not kanji. I like want to start kanji so we can just ignore katakana, but no, katakana gets stared at by me every day, even though I don't want to. That's where we are. Oh, I just realized I completely colored his last whole ear on this side. Oops. My beautiful princess. There was one time I tried to make him like more normal. I got rid of all of his like charm points and it just felt so wrong. I looked at him and I was like, no, it's so wrong. So I gave them all back to him very quickly. His beautiful points, charm points, he got them back, which I think both he and I were grateful for. I need to learn how to work with CYMK. I think this is my problem right now. I don't know how to work with CYMK. With watercolors, I've always worked RGB. So I'm a bit lost right now, trying to make these colors, but I don't think I'm doing too bad for a first time. Oh, holy shit. That's definitely brown. How do you deepen this? Let's go with that. Let's go with this. I'm really hoping that my camera battery doesn't die. If it does, I will come back to this. It's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad. Give me 1 second. My camera is going to die. I'm just gonna put the battery on and go from there. We are back and we have battery. We have battery. We're not gonna die. I think I do like this brush. I think I need a better, like size 6 with a very fine point. I work so with details that I need a point, a sharp point. We'll see. We will see. How many times does Gabe say we will see in this video? Count for me, because I will lose track. I bet all of the gouache enjoyers right now are not enjoying this gouache experience that I'm having. I'm using it exactly like watercolor. I need to go and do some research, I think. I know you're supposed to use like it pretty thickly, like acrylic you would. I'm not sure how exactly I would go about that. I wish I was one of those artists that could just pick up a new medium and it's automatically just great at it. It would make my life a lot easier, I think, but that is not the artist that I am. I need to sweat and cry over a painting or a new medium before it clicks in my brain. I can imagine it's not going to be any different for this one for me. It's going to be blood, sweat and tears. Gabe trying to learn how to use gouache, and it's definitely going to be a slow process. And I'm not even good at rendering on any medium. Cell shading is where it is. This is really not turning out the way that I expected. Maybe I'll color it digitally. I took a photo before I started painting. Maybe I'll color it digitally and show you the comparison of how I would have colored this digitally. I think it's just teething problems. I don't think it's definitely not the problem with the medium itself. It's just me. It's just me. I promise. I need to stop soon so I can make dinner because it's late and I have homework from school. This is obviously the priority. Priorities, guys. Learn how to manage them because I don't. That saying like the moms say. It's like, do as I say, not as I do. It's true though. Please don't do what I do. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you guys hear the motorbike outside? That's so loud. There's a motorbike parking in my apartment block, and some of them are so fancy because connected to the garbage area, so you get to walk past all the fancy motorbikes. I know some of them are worth crazy amounts. All these motorbike guys in Tokyo. I will say that these are layering really nicely. Fuck. I can't say that. I can't say that on YouTube. I think I'm gonna stop before it gets any worse of a disaster over here. They say that as they continue to make a disaster happen. I'm just trying to see if I can correct this area. This is so hard. Did anyone else struggle this much when they started with gouache? Or is it just me trying to use it like watercolor? It's probably me, right? Well, I hope everyone is enjoying this. I hope I can come back and redeem myself in like a later video once I've had more time to learn. Okay, I'm trying too much to use it like watercolor. I need to go watch a few YouTube videos and try again, I think. I don't know today. So I am going to leave this here. And I will come back once I have a better idea of how to use these paints, because I can tell that they are super high quality just from the swatches that you guys saw earlier. Just from this and the way I was able to mix these colors, like, I know they're good. I just need time to learn how to maximize their potential, I believe. It's definitely a me error, and I will correct it as fast as possible. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle. This was a fail for now. It will get better, and I will be back with much more gouache knowledge. And I will see you next time. Welcome to the end of the video if you made it this far. If you like this video, please do leave a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. This video was a bit of a fail, but that is okay. It was my first time using gouache in that kind of style. I'd used the Hemi gouache before in like recent years, but I've never used it like on a pan and trying to work out how to use it from scratch basically. So I'm gonna give it another go and maybe compare it with the Holbein gouache, because I know that's a fan favorite among gouache artists. So we'll see next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.